beautiful story that I heard in two different versions. Same point, one with the Talmidei Baal Shem Tov, and one with the Noam Elimelech and Rav Zusha Me'anipoli. Rav Zusha Me'anipoli and Rav Noam Elimelech were both students of the Maggid of Mezrich, and very holy tzaddikim. Anyone who's learned stories about them, they understand the kedusha that they had, the exile that they put themselves in. So it was known that they used to, for kaparat avonot, used to travel around different cities, not showing their true personalities, not letting everyone know that they were rebbeim, and becoming embarrassed and insulted and having to sleep on the streets just for kaparat avonot. It's not a common anhaga nowadays, but for certain tzaddikim, especially them, it was what they had to do. So, a very famous story that they were once traveling on the way, and they were traveling for days without a set bed, right? They put themselves in galut. They didn't have a set bed. They were just traveling. Whenever they got tired at night, that's where they camped out, and they slept. So, there was once a Goyish truck driver carrying hay, and Rav Zusha and Rav Noam Elimelech just found a nice shady part of a tree to sit down and to take a rest because they're absolutely exhausted from traveling. And they see this guy traveling with his big shipment of hay, and he's singing a nice tune. All of a sudden, the wagon hits a rock. One or two of the big piles of hay dumped to the floor. Rav Zusha looks over to his brother, Rav Noam Elimelech. They look at each other, they look at the goy. They say to themselves, I really hope he's not going to ask us to help. They're exhausted. So the goy, instead of getting out, he looks, there's two Jews sitting in the corner underneath the tree. He says, hey Jews, in Russian, hey Jews, do you mind taking my hay and throwing it up so I don't have to get off the wagon, go all the way there, put it back up, come all the way up my wagon? Do you guys just mind? It's right next to you. So they look at each other, they look at the goy. They look at each other, and they look at the goy. And they say, I'm sorry, we can't. So he says that the goy said something to them that stuck with them the rest of their lives. The goy yelled back, you can, you don't want to. He said, you can, you don't want to. The goy got off of his truck, took the hay, threw it back on, and left for the day. They said that this was the biggest musar skill that they received their entire life. You can do anything. If Hashem put you in this world, you can do anything. A person has sometimes in life different situations that make him want to give up, but if Hashem gives him still life, Hashem woke you up this morning, the answer is you can do everything. Hashem gives you the power, like we were just discussing this afternoon with Gabriel, that a person who relies on his own power will never have enough energy, will always be tired, will never have enough to be able to do what he needs to do unless he's very in shape and he's on top of the game. But a person who relies on the koach of Hashem, he relies not on teva, he doesn't rely on Elokim, he relies on Yud Kei Vav Kei, the chesed of Hashem, that's what's going to guide me throughout my life. And a person who doesn't want to do something will come up with a million excuses not to do something. Because it's very difficult to want to do something, not to do something you don't want to do. All you do is come up with excuses why it shouldn't be done. So when they looked at each other afterwards, they said this was the biggest musar we ever had. Really, we had the energy to get up, but we didn't want to get up. We simply didn't want to. Could we have? Absolutely we could have. We could have, and we could have done so 3 times if we needed to. The answer is when you don't want to do something, it turns a million times harder and almost sometimes impossible. So where does Rabbi Nachman come in? Rabbi Nachman says a person, his whole essence is ritzonot. A person, what he wants is where he's going to be. Rabbi Nachman says that the essence of your neshama, you grow your neshama to different levels, not through maasim tovim. Obviously, maasim tovim is a very necessary part. But he said through the ritzonot, through how much you want to be on the next level. Through how much you want to be to the next level, how much you want to be better, that's where Rabbi Nachman says you come and grow your neshama. May we Hashem never let the Yetzer Hara fool us in any sort of way, and to remember that we can do anything if we have Hashem on our side.